We're going to use the same methods to move the clouds. What I wanted to have happen was that the rain clouds that are in position would move away, and then almost like it's raining, right? And then the sun comes out and the white clouds move through and the rainbow appears. So I'm going to set up my rain clouds first. So I'm going to lock the sun, unlock the rain clouds. I kind of wanted them at different opacities. So I have this one that's set for that, and I'll change the other one to a little bit so you can see them with one another. Okay, so I'm going to move these together because I just think that it's like there's a lot of clouds in the sky, and then all of a sudden it clears up is the sort of story I'm telling. So at the start, again, I'm kind of like starting at the timeline. The time wand is in the very beginning. I'm going to click the position stopwatches to activate that animation to create a keyframe there. And then I'm going to toggle over to like maybe 2 minutes. They're going to move out pretty fast because the sun's rising up. And I will move this back rain cloud. I guess I have them both selected. I'll move this back rain cloud in the sky to move out of the window. And I'll select the front rain cloud, the smaller one. It just moves out of the window as well. So those kind of shift like that. If I wanted, I could make this rain cloud move faster by moving the keyframe closer to the first keyframe. Because in reality, things that are closer do appear to move faster. So you can see how that looks. So the rain clouds move out of the way. I'll save that. I will lock those rain clouds, and then I'm going to turn on the white clouds. And for the white clouds, I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to put them in a position that I want them to be on screen. So I want them to be on screen right about here. I want them to be in this place at this time. And so I put my time wand in that spot, and I'm going to click the stopwatch next to position to create a keyframe right there. I'm going to go to the end of my timeline, and then I will drag the rain clouds right off. And then I'm going to go back to the beginning, well, not to the beginning, but like to where those gray clouds are just coming off of the frame. And I'm going to grab my white clouds and take them off of the frame. So now what I have happen is the white clouds start to come in as the gray clouds leave, and those shift across the sky like that. Sun comes up. Now the clouds are not rain clouds, white clouds, and there we go. Okay, save. Cool. So there's one other thing I wanted to show you, which is to put this rainbow out. We can use a mask and animate the mask to reveal the rainbow. So it's almost like the rainbow will be there, that layer, that image will be there the whole time, but we will reveal it over time by moving them, by animating the position of the mask. So this is really an easy way to make something appear. And so I wanted to show you this in case you wanted to make something appear in your animation. So I'm going to unlock the rainbow layer. And let me kind of remember my steps for this. I'm going to create a mask on top of the rainbow. So I think that there's a lot of ways I can create a mask on the rainbow layer, right? I could make a shape. I'm going to just work with this layer mask. So with my rainbow layer selected, I'm going to toggle this for a quick mask. And then just because it's easy, I'm going to work with a brush with the black color, which is what's going to cover it up, right? So I'm going to simply scribble that rainbow out so I cannot see it now. And if I look in my timeline down here at the bottom for the rainbow layer, now I have not only position, opacity, and style, but also layer mask position, layer mask enable. So you could turn the layer mask on and off over time. You can also move the position of the layer mask over time. And then in addition to that, you can move around your rainbow layer. One key thing to do this, to animate the mask and leave the rainbow in position, is to unlink the layer and the mask. So I'm going to click on that little chain that's in between those two thumbnails right there on the layer panel, so that it's not linked, because we're going to move the mask layer and we want it to reveal the rainbow without moving the rainbow. You could think about, like, we have some paper covering up something and we're moving that paper out of the way to reveal the thing underneath. The other thing I want to do, and I'll show you this in a minute, is add a little bit of a feather onto the mask so that's not a hard line that's revealing, but we'll animate it first and then we'll see how that works. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my thumbnail of the mask and click and move it out of the way. You can't really see it, right? But if I have the little thumbnail selected, then I know that that's what I'm selecting, and I move it to reveal. I reveal the whole rainbow there. And then I'm going to go to the end, or close to the end, maybe to the 4-second mark, and with my time wand, and I'm going to put the stopwatch for the layer mask position. So that creates a keyframe there of my rainbow fully revealed. And then I'm going to go back to, I'll have it come out pretty quickly. So the 3-second time point. And for this, I'm going to make sure I'm selecting my little thumbnail of my, my mask, and then I'm going to move it to cover up my, my rainbow again. So I have rainbow, no rainbow, and the mask is moving over time. I want to make that a little better because I noticed that my mask, well, one is, you can see the brush strokes, so I might just add a little bit to the mask. It's a little bit better, it's smoother. But then the other thing is it's a hard line. So I'm gonna try to add a feather. So if I right click on the thumbnail of the mask and I go to mask options, nope, not mask options, select and mask, I can play with the feather, and it'll give me a little preview. Just at a softer edge there. And I'll click OK. And so now as it animates across, it kind of fades on. Ooh, but I got something funky where the whole rainbow is getting cut off on the other side. Oh, I think I know what happened. My mask is also cutting off on the other side. I think I needed to do like a reversal, but I can just add some white to reveal again over there to extend that mask on that side. So there we go. I could also do something cool where maybe on this rainbow layer I change the opacity. So perhaps at the end, when it's fully revealed, the rainbow is really bright. It's like 70%. But then at the start, just so I can see it, maybe it's 40%, right? So it looks kind of transparent and then it becomes brighter as it comes out. So let's watch the whole thing. All right. A lot of action happening in this little window. One other thing I would want to probably do is try to animate the cat tail, and for that I think I'd need to do frame by frame animation, meaning having several cat tails that I could replace to make it look like it's wagging back and forth. So I'm going to show you that in another, or I did show you that in a different video. Lastly, I think we can save this video or save as a GIF. So let me show you those two choices. In the timeline, the little hamburger menu, we can go to render video. Give this a name, a title. Where do you want to save it? I'm going to send it to the desktop. Choose. This H.264 format is great. We can use high quality. You can choose different presets if you're wanting it to be smaller for the web. We're going to use our regular size, but that's an opportunity to resize it there as well. We always want to make sure we're using the document frame rate. So whatever frame we set up our animation, it's going to save it as that. And then we want to see the whole work area or all frames. I'll choose all frames, and then render. It's going to take maybe a minute to export depending on how much you've got going on. And then here we go. It's a little MP4 file. I can open up and show you. So that's how you make a small video file from your animation. You can also save it as a GIF. So for that, I'll export, save for web, legacy. And because we have a lot of colors and we have some gradients in the background, there's, you know, this brush painterly blending effect. We're definitely going to want to use, and we have some transparency as well. You can see what's going on there with the sun and those other layers. We definitely want to use the highest dither that we can. So the GIF 128 dither, which is going to just give us more colors in our color table, which will match a little closer to our illustration. And then again, you can choose your, if you want it just to loop once, just to play once and done. Or if you want it to play forever. And then click save. I'll send that to my desktop. I'm going to send it as images only to the desktop. Why is it going to my documents? I want it to go to the desktop. Okay, we'll see what happens. All right, and here it is, GIF demo. Oh, nope, that's not the way I wanted to do it. Excuse me, let me try that one more time. Well, that's good to show you. If you go to export, save for web, should have saved my settings here. Slow to load because there's so many layers. And you'll notice that there's a lot of layers I didn't even move, right? So I just set it up so that some of them animate, but not all. So you can create a really complex image and just animate a few things. So if I hit save, I want to choose HTML and images. That's my bad. Click OK. And like in our frame by frame video, it's going to give us in the end a little HTML file and an images file. So our HTML file, right, which is, it's so big, we could make a smaller version. And then in our images folder, we have the GIF. All right, so that's it.